You gotta stop saying sorry all the time, man. It makes you feel like crap. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up, boys and girls? I'm Lula S, and our theme today is the drawbacks of apologizing too much. If you're an over-apologizer, give me a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're an under-apologizer, or if you're perfectly fine with saying sorry only when you need to, please give me a like and subscribe to the channel as well. Being humble to acknowledge our mistakes and apologize for them is fantastic. People who never apologize when they do something wrong, or when they have a negative impact on others, they often seem arrogant or selfish or insensitive. It's important to have some basic courtesy to acknowledge our mistakes, even when it's hard. And it's also important to have enough consideration for other people's feelings. However, many people lose control of their habit of apologizing. They totally overdo it. Regardless of your education or culture, you don't owe an apology for things that are not your fault. If you're too quick to take the blame for something you shouldn't, that's a real hindrance. According to psychologists, over-apologizing could be a sign of a low self-esteem, or even sometimes a guilt complex. You don't want to be one of those people who never apologizes. You don't want to be insensitive to other people's feelings. It really sucks when someone's too touchy or defensive to recognize his own mistakes. You don't want to be like that. However, you also don't need to say sorry all the time, including when it's not even necessary. People who over-apologize are often anxious and worry about offending everyone around them. They tend to have poor self-esteem and they lack the confidence to let their words and actions speak for themselves. They also may view their relationships as fragile, to the point that one misstep would mean the end of them. Dr. Joel Young, Medical Director at the Rochester Center for Behavioral Medicine and Clinical Associate Professor of Psychiatry at the Wayne State University School of Medicine. You'll find the link to the complete interview with Dr. Young in the description below. The constant series of sorries lessen the meaning of your real apologies. It's so ironic, but have you noticed that people obsessed with saying sorry for no reason, how often they struggle to present a real, a sincere apology when they make a mistake? Working on your self-confidence will help you get rid of apologizing for nothing. You let yourself down every time you apologize for something that's not your responsibility. The weather, the traffic, other people's blunders, unpredictable events, somebody who bumps into you on the street. Please don't say sorry for those things. There's no need to drag yourself down. Work on your self-confidence instead. If over-apologizing is part of your educational culture, you can still break that pattern. How? By saying just, okay, it's all right, instead of sorry, of course. Or simply not saying anything. The more you replace sorry with an alternative word, the better you'll feel, and the weaker your habit of over-apologizing will become. But it takes time to change. It takes time to create a new habit. So remember to be patient and kind to yourself. You can also replace sorry with thank you, swapping a meaningless apology for an expression of gratitude. Much better, huh? For example, let's imagine you arrive late at a meeting because of something that's really not your fault. I'm so sorry. There was an accident on the road. No worries, it's not your fault. I'm really sorry. No, really, it's fine. Yeah. Sorry about that. Not only that's the most pointless conversation ever, it can also become a bit annoying. But above all, it drains your confidence and makes you feel even worse. So instead of sorry, why not try thank you for waiting for me? That changes everything. Wait, you mean everything? Yes, everything. Saying thanks is like applauding the other person's positive action and kindness. A useless sorry tells an unflattering story about you. On the other hand, however, thank you tells a good story about the other person. So instead of being a negative thing about you, it becomes a positive thing about the other person. It's much better for both of you. Say thanks instead of sorry. You swap self-sabotage for gratitude. Instead of sorry for this email, try thank you for your time, or thank you for taking the time to read it. Instead of sorry, I didn't understand, implying, oh gosh, how could I be so stupid? Use instead, thanks for explaining it to me again. Or, thank you for your patience. Let me know in the comments below if you want to kick the habit of over-apologizing, or if you have already managed to do so. Have you noticed a change in your life? Have you noticed an improvement in your self-esteem? Well, I personally have. I hope you enjoy the video, and if that's the case, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's take care of our body, mind and spirit, and I'll see you soon.